Hey, Thomas, we're back for part two.
Jonathan, Jonathan, how are you? All right, now we're going to do part two of creative knowledge for you based on the four horsemen, what you need in business when you're starting off. And we had left off talking about where you were mentioning um, how how important a mentor is, and being on top of things. And one of the things that you also had mentioned is, hey, you have that person. Hey, by the way, that suggestion I gave you a few weeks ago, have you implemented that? Nah, I haven't gotten to it. I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
And with our relationship, as I do with other people, I keep them accountable, and I have a memory that, thank God, I have a very good memory where I remember things. I don't have to write it down. And, that from experience. And,
Yeah.
I'll remember conversations that we have and be pretty much right on the dot with those conversations. Um, you know, One thing that I've shared with you when we're always talking about things, when you come up with creative ideas, and I noticed when I was working in the corporate world, when I was in those fish bowls in management, you used to have some of these guys come in and be like, I'm going to reinvent the wheel. One thing I learned real quick in the beginning of my career many moons ago, you know what? Don't reinvent the wheel. The wheel's there for a reason. The shape has been there for thousands of years. What you do want to do is actually change the inner mechanics of that wheel for the purpose of the industry that you're in and also the marketing that you're going to be doing in order to gain revenue and create sales and a stronger customer base. That's what you want to do. You have to be creative. But having that mentor around you is so important. Again, this is one of the four horsemen that you need when you're starting a business. Very important having that mentor. You know, um, businesses I've met with, we've talked about that. I've talked with people who have been in business for 25 years, and I ask them, "Do you have a mentor?" I'm like, "Well, now you know what? I'm at a point in my life I don't need it anymore." Well, you know what? You need to keep yourself surrounded with people smarter than you.
Yeah.
All right. They may not have the drive you have, and chances are they don't have that drive. But you know what? There's a lot of knowledgeable people out there, and you always want to keep changing your mentor once you get to that certain growth period. Because as I mentioned, in part one, just like with a CPA, your business is going to grow. And you know what? You may outgrow that CPA. Hence, you're going to outgrow that mentor. It doesn't mean that you toss him to the side and never talk to him again. But you know what? You want to find other mentors because the birds of a feather flock together, and always find people that are smarter and brighter than you because you know what? It'll help you fly higher like a
Yep.
higher bird. And that's where you want to go. Your thoughts on that, Jonathan?
Yeah. I mean, it's always important to what I like to do over the years is have, having mentors that you can have more than one. You can have one person that helps you in overall growth as a person in your business, and then you can have people that you'll look to for, whatever your industry may be. If they're in digital marketing and they're, coming in with 30 years experience and you only have a few, they could be someone that you can look to for digital strategies or, how to grow your company that is more in tune with your industry. But yeah, I mean, definitely looking to, grow that relationship. And if it goes over and you need more from someone else, yeah, you can use two. I've actually had a few different types of people that we would meet every now and then, like every 3 4 weeks, and just kind of go over what's going on in the company, what in your company, in my company, and just you're going over your experience, your struggles, what you need help with. If you know someone that can help you with this issue that may be coming up, it really is helpful when you have people that are facing similar situations in their company. And another part of what, just to brush on what you talked about, talking to that mentor every few days, few weeks, it keeps you accountable. So if Thomas told me, hey, what are you doing to grow your sales team? And it's been 2 weeks and I didn't do anything, that's not going to be a fun call because he kind of told me what I should be doing and I didn't do it. So having that mentor that can give you that, you have to do something to continue to grow. If you do something, you'll grow a little bit. If you do nothing, you're going to stay or fall behind. So yeah, I mean, I think you got to keep going forward, and you'll have challenges where you just don't have time. You're so busy in the business, you can't work on the business. That's one of the biggest challenges I've had over the years. 5 years ago, it was very difficult to work on the business because I was constantly in the business, constantly working on clients' accounts and not giving my company the time it needs to grow. And it wasn't until the last 5 or so years where I worked mostly on the business, helping by hiring strategic people in-house. Because the people you bring in, they're going to reflect who you are. So that's another part about having a mentor that can help you grow.
Yeah, 100%. As you were saying, what you were saying about like jumping mentor to mentor, you're breaking my heart here. It's like, you cheated on me, man. You're like a mentor whore. I mean, you're jumping around. What's going on?
You know, it's there's nothing that you've done has ever gone unnoticed, right? So like you've helped me in ways that I didn't know at the time, and just the last few years I've seen it more than in the first few years. But I think that's part of the natural progression of being a business person. You don't know what you need, so you're looking to the person with more experience that can help you there. And I think
Yeah,
that's why you've been very helpful over the years. And now we're trying to pay back to help people that are on that forefront in the first 5, 10 years of the business. And hopefully we can help you speed your business up in the right way.
exactly. And just to bring up a point, what you're saying is, you know, I'm the type of person, when I build sales crews, I'm a great motivator. Thank God I'm blessed that way. It's like going into a locker room and getting the players to go. And, by me saying to you, like every couple of weeks or, the following month, it's like, hey, by the way, to do this, that's a motivating factor because I'm making you think. And you know what? And in your mind, because we have such a relationship that's just open and honest, there's no money being transferred. It's like self-consciously you feel guilty because you didn't follow through on it. It's like, ah, shit, I should have done that. But it's like you said, you're in the business and you get so caught up in things. But sometimes you just got to take a step back from the glass house, just take a couple of deep breaths and say, okay, you know what? Let me get the pen and paper out and actually just start jotting down what Thomas told me to do. How am I going to execute this and when am I going to execute it? And now, when am I going to go back to Thomas and say, okay, I did this and this. Now, what do I need to start doing next?
One of the things that my own experience as a business person is being very comfortable. It does not make you motivated, right? So if you're doing very well, it's like, what do I need to do this for? I'm doing well. I'm doing so well. I'm doing better than I ever thought I would. And then you're like, I'm sure he's got good ideas, but I'm good. And I think that's a very common issue that people will have is that they're just very comfortable. They don't want to do anything more. They don't think it's going to get much better, but it might take some time, but and you'll realize that if you do take those steps and it's going to be extra work, right? Because you have to learn something different, you have to do a different approach. But down the road, I mean, I'm much better off now than I was 5 years ago. And 5 years ago, I thought I was at my max. I thought I was peaking. So it's amazing when you start listening to the people that are trying to help you. And the fact that there's no money exchange is all the incentive, right? Like why you're not doing this for any other reason than to be the good mentor, the good person.
Yeah. And just to capitalize on the point that you're mentioning, you're not working as hard at getting lost in the business and bogged down as you were, 5, 6, 7 years ago. You actually have more time to yourself. However, your business is more productive because
Yep.
now you got up on the captain's chair and now you're able to maneuver things. So you're looking at the landscape of your business different because you have people in place. So you can say, hey, over here to the left, I need to put my time in for the next couple of days to make sure these people are doing this to set it right. And once you invest that time, then you go back to your captain's chair. You know what? Things run smoothly. You're jumping in and you're being proactive, correct?
Absolutely. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the fourth and final horseman that you need for your business. And that's going to be an attorney. Hopefully, you're not going to have to use it much. Okay. But you need that into your wheelhouse because things arise in business, and also, make sure you have business insurance. It doesn't cost much for the liability, and depending what business you're in, of course, I am not an insurance agent, but I am a shopper. So I go out and just like how I would interview the CPA, the wealth manager, the mentor, the attorney, I'm going to do the same thing when it comes to any investment on the insurance end that I'm doing. Okay, I want to find the right insurance that's going to cover my business. But going back to that attorney, it's something, a lot of attorneys, people get afraid of, they're going to milk me. You know what? Again, sit down and interview them, go out and talk to them. Unfortunately, today's time is a lot different. Back in the day, people would go out for happy hour at 5 o'clock after work, and depending what, district you're in or what, certain bars and restaurants you go to, you would meet people and exchange business cards. Unfortunately, that atmosphere of happy hour, because of the COVID situation, has changed, drastically. People aren't that way. And a lot of people, unfortunately, younger people are more introverted. They're not out in the happy hour sense. But basically, it's, you want to find that right attorney. And, what'll happen as business grows, you're going to probably have to change attorneys. So, just to recap on what we talked about, number one, find a CPA. That's your number one, 4 horsemen that you need. Okay. Interview them. Second thing is find a wealth manager. Again, you want to sit down and interview at least 5 of them, and don't be afraid to ask questions. And it's just got to be a comfortable situation. Like you mentioned, you have to be comfortable with the people you talk to. All right. And that's exactly what you got to do. The third thing is a mentor, and that's what you want to have. And eventually you're going to have, mentors as you're growing. But make sure that they fit and you feel comfortable with them, because everything's based on personality, but also knowledge. All right. You want to make sure they're guiding you right and not misguiding you. And, the fourth one, again, is the attorney that we just last mentioned, is finding the right, lawyer that'll fit your business. But, these are 4 important pillars that you need in your business when you're starting off. And, make sure, again, like I said in part 1, set your business up as an S Corp. It makes the most simple sense. Again, do your own homework, talk to a CPA on that, not an attorney, talk to the CPA. Don't jump up and, do a C Corp right away. You're putting the cart way in front of the horse. You want to make sure you're putting money in your pocket. Again,
Yep.
things can change as your business grows.
Yeah, I mean, that all makes sense. That sounds like a great plan for anyone. Like we said, these are our experiences through the year, so it's important to do your own research. Talk to, interview 3 to 5 of each, see who fit your personality, like Thomas said, and be comfortable. It's your business. It's going to be your life. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you're happy with it, and you feel comfortable that they have your best interests at heart.
Yeah. I'd like people to comment on this, so feel free to comment below. We want to get your questions out there, and we want to help you. So, if you're commenting, we're going to respond to it, and I'd be glad to help you and give you my feedback, and you can, think about it, absorb it, and hopefully we'll definitely put you in the right direction from our point of view, because we've been around a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, any questions you have, anyone that's experiencing an issue at their work or in their business that they don't know how to handle, feel free, put in a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll try our best to answer that question for you.
That is, and please hit that like button, hit the subscription button, and hit that bell. All right, we want to grow this community. Everybody have a great day. This is Creative Knowledge for you signing off.
Take care.